Hey y'all, it's Coltrane coming at you from the official YouTube website of The Trainwreck, a podcast about pop culture, society, entertainment, Yamama, hosted by four sarcastic, slightly jaded, but fully authentic Gen Xers. We chat, we laugh, we play games, we're interactive most of all, so we do include you in all the fun. So do like the instructions say down there, click, subscribe, give a like, ring that bell, and join us live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on the Jaded Zen Network. While you're here, go ahead and take a look around, but on your way out, remember, click that subscribe button, give a like, ring the bell, and be that cool friend that gets people to watch a good train wreck. Because once you do, you just can't look away. See you every Wednesday. The following podcast is rated R for adult language, references to drug and sex, possible disturbing images. The chances of staying politically correct is about 0. Fart and toilet humor, and we're just plain filthy. You've been warned. You have 3 seconds to bow out. 3, 2. And now it's showtime. I thought I wasn't there, didn't you? Welcome to the Trainwreck February 7th edition. I am your host. I am the Mighty Coltrane, and coming in to my, we'll see, on your screen is going to be to my right.
Hello.
Am I pointing the right
Yep.
way? Yes. It's Shelly, my second half, and the other Coltrane and Castle Coltrane. Let's see, boom. Once again, we're gonna go all the way out to New York. It's the goddess of New York. She resides in Queens, and I can't think of anything royal. She probably lives on Princess Street. Here's Lo. What's going down in them streets?
Hello.
Ooh, look at your big, pretty hair.
Yeah.
You got your hair did?
Nice
No,
and
I just
fluffy.
washed it and let it go.
So pretty.
It's so natural
Just a
today.
few strokes of the brush and boom, naturally lovely. Is it seriously? Is that what you did?
Yeah, really, for real.
That's
In
all
the
you
gym,
did?
out of the gym, in the shower, out the shower, and did not do a thing to it. Combed it.
You know how many people are calling you a bitch right now?
Oh, really? I think it's one thing about a train wreck. I think my hair's a train wreck, and you're like, oh, complimentary. So what do I know?
Well, no, women like big, full hair.
Yeah,
Like,
I wish my hair was fluffy.
I
like
know.
that.
I do get a lot of dirty looks for having big, full, thick.
Yep.
It's
yeah,
the
it's like
Greek
Michelle.
hair. It's my Mediterranean Greek hair.
It's like Shell when she puts on a bikini, like it all.
You got 2 kids, 20 years in a day. Fuck you.
Hey,
I put on a
Kevin.
bikini and people ask me if I'm a man or a woman. No,
Oh my! I hope you ain't got that kind of bold.
no, the bodybuilding thing, you know. People
Yeah.
stare at you like this.
Well,
Kevin.
that's unsettling. Hang on.
What'd I say?
And all the way out in the wheat fields and cornfields of Nebraska, where nobody can find her. Her signal goes in and out. You have to have a map to get to her. And once you get there, you have to ask the guy at the corner drugstore, hey, where JJ? He'd be like, who that? Say the black one. Oh, she's that way. Miss JJ.
The black one.
What is going down in Nowheresville?
Nothing new and exciting. Cold.
As usual.
Yeah.
Cold.
As usual.
Beautiful, but it's cold.
What's the temps?
Today it was supposed to get up to 60s, but it was so friggin' windy outside, it didn't get up above 40.
You know what? It was similar here. I think it may have got up to 60, but the wind
Really?
is kicking. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yesterday was really gloomy. It was real rainy and stuff, but today the sun was out, but it was just chilly.
Yeah.
We had very little wind, actually.
Wow.
You're lucky.
First time you have nothing to report, huh?
Yeah.
We've been having beautiful sunshiny days. Knock on wood. Let's keep it that way.
Lucky
Right.
you.
Yeah, I was about
No,
to say,
really
don't burst yourself.
beautiful. Last
Man,
2 days.
I look like I'm on training day, don't I?
Kinda you do.
Get wet. My nigga. Let's see. Where was I about to go? Man, I just lost my train of thought looking at myself like a fool. Oh, duh. Okay. I tried to put up links again. Again, it would not work. It would work like in a comment on Facebook or something like that, but couldn't get it to work. So next best thing, I put QR codes in there. So if you want to reach my Facebook, you just boop, go ahead and QR code the blue dealie. If you want to go to the YouTube, bam, 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 you just hit that red one and you're in there. And if it doesn't work for you, there is the address right above it, youtube.com/@JadedZen. Like, subscribe, make sure you hit the bell. That way you know what's going on. Because I had a lot of people that's like, oh, I didn't know your show came on, even though it comes on every Wednesday at 9 Eastern. And I said, yo, that's because you didn't hit that bell. You got to ring it, bing, and let you know every time we're about to do something. I've had a few shorts drop, and not my own, but come on, y'all.
I got it. I heard.
I got
was
it.
there.
Talking about it, so I couldn't separate
Man,
reality.
who on to y'all? Y'all the worst hype man
Do it
ever.
again.
All right. Over the past week, I had a few shorts drop, not my own.
Ah,
Anyways, they started doing some pretty damn good numbers. The first one I put out did a whopping 30. The second one went for 210. The third one went for 234 as of the last time I looked at it. But it was the fourth one that went 2.2 thousand.
Whew.
So I also gained, 3 subscriptions out of that. So
nice.
thank you to the 3 new ones. They didn't, they came in with anonymity. Sometimes it tells you exactly who it was. Sometimes it just says, like your number's just a little bit higher all of a sudden. It's like, huh, I'll be down. But, everybody that's subscribed so far, thank you. If you like the show, and obviously you do because you're watching, go ahead and tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your big mama, tell your grandpappy. So cousin Joe with the eye patch in the corner over there holding his knees, rocking back and forth for whatever reason. Tell Sissy Mary over there who pulls her hair out and eats it and rocks back and forth as well. And everybody stays away from her because if you pretend it's not there, it's not. Tell them all.
Thank you.
Tell them all. Anyway. I didn't even catch that one. Anyway, Mr. Kevin Marr.
Hi,
Hello.
Kevin.
Your package came today, sir.
Yes.
And oh
I
my
am
God.
Really impressed.
We're not gonna show it right now. I want to wait until some more people come in. But oh my God, that's all I can say, dude. Like
That's
that
pretty
awesome.
Yeah. very
Awesome. You are very talented, man. You said it was going to be cool, but I had no idea how cool it was going to be. But really appreciate you.
Very
man.
touched.
Very much. He had a letter in there and everything, handwritten. And
yeah.
And you don't realize how much the handwritten shit means. Instead of just getting a card and you scribble your name down, for somebody to scribble out a note to you, starting from dear all the way until sincerely, that's a special thing. And those of you who know people with the little bit down, depressed, and all that kind of stuff, I guarantee you do that, just write them even a postcard, they'll smile, man. That's gonna perk somebody right up. Yeah, the burn was cool too.
Was awesome.
That was really cool. she had to point it out because I was like, oh, I just glanced at it and thought maybe it was your initials or something. And she's like, no, look at it again. And yeah, that was really cool. Hey, John Paul, how you doing, bro?
Paul.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh.
But yeah, we're gonna show that a little bit later on, and yeah, I can't stress how cool it is. How just it's awesome.
I want to see it.
Yeah, build up all that suspense and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yeah, now I want to see it.
So, how's everybody's week been since the last show? Go ahead, Jay.
Well, I had to go to Kyra had to leave and on Thursday actually and went to Mississippi for a funeral. I was going to go with her when I got the news that one of my childhood friends passed away, and so I had to go to the Macy Indian Reservation and bury a friend. And while I'm on that, I'm going to say the traditional Native ceremony for sending their people home is one of the most powerful things I've ever witnessed. It is not a funeral. That's not, you cannot call it a funeral. And we're doing it so wrong. I mean, like there were so many, it was amazing. And one of the parts is they lock in a few days before, I think it's 4 days. On the fourth day, they have to get their loved one in the ground before sundown, which they have to dig these graves by hand and they refill them by hand, just so everybody knows. I mean, this is a tremendous family tribe effort, thing that they do. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Nice.
Well, and to think that it's in colder climate areas too. So imagine digging into the ground when it's frozen.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't use a lot of the like the tractors and the government issued things because they just there's no government funding, so it's all on them.
Yeah, and so it's it's the pallbearers and the family and the close friends and things that put the stuff put the earth back on them. It's just the ceremony it's amazing. That probably sounds horrible to say about
no,
it's actually
actually,
a lot of people
should
get
say.
yeah.
But I'm
used
to funerals. There's a difference between a black funeral and a white funeral, and there's a difference between a Catholic funeral and other different kinds of
Greek
funerals.
Orthodox funerals are.
Yes, I'm sure that's
13 hours long.
This was unlike
Arduous.
anything I had ever seen, and it was absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome.
And didn't I read that you went at like 3 a.m. or something like that?
Well, what they actually, I had gotten there at about 9:30 that night, and at 3 a.m. is the time that they chose that the Eastern Star would be directly over where he was placed at. And so then they burned sage and cedar and something else I can't remember. It smelled amazing. And then they, with eagle's feathers, they ushered him outside. They served his favorite meal, and gave it as a sacrifice. And and it was just it was amazing.
That gave me chills just thinking
Yeah,
about it.
right.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
I love the fact that they're actually honoring their loved ones as opposed to how a lot of other religions do it a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. It's not a celebration of life, and for most
and
people.
then they did do a little bit more of a traditional the next day when most people arrived, but that, which I didn't realize, was for like intimate family, which was really cool because they didn't make me feel like an outsider, and I knew most of the people there, but I didn't realize that part of the ceremony was reserved for late, and I had taken Ajanique with me. So I thought, well, we're okay. We're family. We're good. This is her tribe as well. And the next day when people got there, it wasn't an elder led or official led. It was, this is who he is. This is what he was. That's what they read in this. And they were like, and now who wants to start, and then everybody got to share their favorite or least favorite stories, whatever it was, laughs, crying, gut laughing, until your sides hurt type thing. You know what I mean? These things they got to share. And then as a thank you, the family gives away his possessions to the people that helped and contributed and supported, and you know what I mean? And it was they don't want to hold on to anything. They let them go. They let them go from, and I was like,
real sensible too.
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, it all makes so much sense. Why do we do it the way that we do? This makes more sense.
Because it was forced down our throat to mourn and be sad. Like, why is it I can't say every, but a lot of the parochial schools and Catholics and Jesuit schools, it's always like horrible names like Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrow.
Right.
It's like, why are these places we want to be?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And this was it was unlike anything I ever saw. And I think that more people should be honored enough to see this kind of thing and do this kind of thing. And Pharrell, Kenny's brother, told me that they start mourning that moment they hear, and they have to start putting things into, and everything else in their life pretty much stops. And that's where all their native family steps in, and they have to do everything that they've got to get done. And he says, and they stay awake, all hours. They do everything, and he says, so not to sound cold, he says, but by the end of that 4 days, we're ready to let them go. We're ready to let them go. We've loved on them. We've cried. Our hearts have been broken, and we've started mending, and we're ready. And I'm like, this makes so much sense.
Yes.
So much sense.
Yep.
So,
and I've always told them too, if I happen to just drop dead, I don't want everybody rolling around and crying and trying to jump in the cat. Don't y'all try to jump in that goddamn casket. Don't y'all do that. Because if there's a way to haunt, I will do it. I'll watch you on the toilet. Every time you're on the toilet, you gotta think about it. Is he watching me? I am. So don't y'all be.
And I always thought, there's demons, there's angels. If you believe in one, you have to believe in the other. But in their way of thinking, they're ready to go. They're not coming back here. This is what they fought all their life to get away from. They're gone. They'll see you when you get there. It'll be a long, long wait, but time means nothing there. And they'll see you. And I'm like, and I'm okay with that. I'm like, that's what I told my girls. I was like, I want as close. I'm not native. But I want as close to a traditional native ceremony as I can possibly get, because that was amazing. That was amazing.
I've already made the demand, and I found out that it's illegal, so I'll have to pull some trickery here. I just want somebody to wrap me up in a biodegradable bag, put a bunch of seeds and shit in there, and just put me somewhere pretty in the ground.
The tree.
That casket's going to
be. You can do the tree thing. Yeah,
I want to do the tree thing.
But I want to do it exactly where I want to do it, because there's certain like places that you can. I know you can't be within 6 feet of a tree. Because your carcass
seems ridiculous.
It does, because you figure they're just gonna mulch anyway.
John.
What's up, John Paul? Beautiful
He says
ladies and
inches.
Oh, I don't know what's popping up. So yeah, anyway, don't do all that hollering and crying. Go ahead and cry and on your own time, but don't get together and get to triggering everybody else. Like
Yes.
Be a celebration of life.
yeah,
Yes.
show highlights,
You know?
do like Andy Kaufman. I'll do like a interview beforehand. So that way, like, oh, you thought I was dead, didn't you? Shit.
You guys can even get up and imitate me if that's what you feel like you want to do, but don't like cry, because I fully believe and I pray, and if you have to have faith like a mustard seed, I know there's something better beyond this world for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't shed a tear. I know you'll miss me. And if there's any way, I'll come back and say, hey, every once in a while, but no.
Throw John's back up there. I already forgot what he said. I just want an Irish wake. Describe to us what an Irish wake is, John. And be proud of me that I got those two words out together. So anyway, while he's explaining what that is, as we talked about last week, remember there is a such thing as rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is where people really honestly believe that people don't like them, that they're not worthy. That's where a lot of people, pop them upside the head and say, well, nut up. It's not as easy as that. Sometimes, some people are a little stronger than others upstairs, and why put stress on a beam that's already not quite up to code anyway, right? So do recognize that there are people with that. If you ever feel that, you need to take yourself out and that's the only way out, before you even think about it, please call this number 988. Real easy. Just think like 9. Remember the 789? That's why people were scared of 6 or something like that. That was a stupid joke. Well, they were scared of 7 because 789. Yeah. So just backwards 988. 98 heartily twice. So if you ever need somebody to talk to, don't hesitate to call or text. You can text as well.
Just give it 5 minutes.
5 minutes. That's what I always say. If you're at that point where it's just like, okay, this is it, just 5 more minutes. And it'll give you time to think, because you really don't want that. A lot of people that call, well, damn near everyone that calls into the suicide hotline that has already tried to take their own life. Yeah. A lot of times
just want to know somebody listens.
Right. Well, and sometimes they've already taken the pills and they immediately regret it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they're walking their way through that too, because again, as much as you think you might want to do it, that's some final shit, and when you're waiting for something to slowly kick in, that's even worse. You're dealing yourself more pain than you need.
Yeah. Don't take a permanent action to a temporary situation.
Yep. For the LPG, let's see. Everyone shows up to the viewing and starts drinking, telling stories, and sharing memories of the deceased.
Nice.
Oh, that's the same thing as a black wake, really.
Yeah, I was
just throw in spades and dominoes.
Sometimes a little bit of family drama.
Somebody's always going to fight. Somebody's going to fight.
LBGTQ. All of you are represented here. So for LGBT, the national hotline is 888-843-4564. If you are a youth, 800-246-7743. If you have not come out yet and you're a little nervous about doing so and want to find out how to get support for that, 888-688-5428. And for the LGBT senior hotline, so if you're an old person who happens to be LGBT, you're not left out either. 888-234-7243. And of course, I left that up there reading all slow long enough for you guys to get all that, as you hear the dog shake it off in the background. If you're trans, see, we don't leave nobody out here. Everybody's welcome. 877-565-8866. 60. And the best part about it is trans-led. So it's not just a bunch of cisgender males telling you how you should feel. It's actually people who are in your situation or have been in your situation for a long time. So again, it's trans-led. It's 877-565-8860. And finally, people of color. It's called Black Line, but it's for all of us. It's for everybody, including LBGT. It's 1-800-604-5841. And, it's usually people of color that have the worst time trying to get help or come out and say, hey, something might be a little bit wrong, because we're the first ones that get dogged by our own people. And remember, men can break too, ladies. In 2021, men died by suicide at 3.9 times more than women. And it was estimated that 18% of the men in the U.S. had some type of mental illness in the past year. Suffering in silence is not the answer. So we have to listen when don't call a guy a pussy if he's upset. Help him through it. Shit. Yes, it is. And who's that? The Jimmy Savile. Somebody look up who the hell Jimmy Savile is, so I know I can get the joke. But since Kenny's picture's on there, it makes me a little Okay, remember everybody watching, we are Generation X, the forgotten middle child, independent, resourceful, self-sufficient. We've been 30 since we were 10, and we're still 30 now.
That.
Let's see, who is that?
Be a personality.
Oh, yeah. As I read on, that's no. Nice try, bro. Anyway, what would you say if somebody said that they're Yeah. What would you say if somebody said that their let's say bits are so magical that God told you they could heal? I'll tell you what.
To say that.
There's a sex reverend. Pastor Mrs. Veronica claims her vagina is anointed for healing infertility in men. Meet the female pastor who sleeps with her members to heal them, claims God anointed her vagina. Oh man, I read that and I was like, this.
What?
I was like, what?
But what does that mean? Does that mean that she sleeps with them and they get her pregnant? Does that mean she sleeps with them and then they go home and they get their?
Yeah, I think
how
they
does
go
that?
home.
What
it heals their goods and services, and then
Who was in that trial? Who ran that? What? I need more.
It was her husband's friends.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Usually the husband is the original pimp. But yeah, I'm.
What a claim to
tripping
fame.
off that. Not tripping off that as much as I'm tripping off this. Slap the lies out of their mouths. Slap something out of their mouths. Yeah, and I forgot to cue up the goddamn music. All the way from Champaign. That's in Illinois, y'all. It's the Big D man, Daryl Miles. What's happening, bro?
Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
Going all right.
And as his shirt says, you are enough.
I love those shirts.
Yeah.
We were just about to talk about weird fashion statements, and this is the weirdest one of all. They now got drawers for your feet.
No. What the fuck is that?
Feet underwear.
Isn't
What
that
in the name of fuck is going on there?
That actually would work really well because that's the area that my foot hurts when I have pain.
No, they might as well put a pair of drawers on.
It's just about the stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen.
It's new thongs. It's new thongs. That's all.
There you go. We used to call flip-flops thongs back in the day.
Yeah, that's what we used to call them.
Yep.
No, I am not putting underwears on my fucking feet.
How fucking New York were you? I'm not putting underwears on my fucking feet. How many of you guys?
Shit, man.
Fucking socks.
Yes.
Right.
How many of you guys remember this shit? And that you had to actually get up to get to it.
Oh, I
Oh
remember
my
that.
God.
Yes.
So for those of you who are under the age of, I'm guessing, 35, this was our cable box back in the day.
Mhm.
So as you
Yeah.
see, we had channels 2 through 37. And when you punched one button, the other button popped up and it made a sound. And to get to the second level, you had to pull that lever on the left-hand side. You had to pull that down
That was
one.
a little.
And
Yep.
then you get the 14 through 25, and then you pull it all the way down. You get the, 26 through 37. And that little dial on the side. Well, that was if your picture wasn't coming in so clear.
That's a fine tuner.
Kids are like, are you?
Those are incredible.
We're not kidding. That's for real.
Those. That is for real. Yeah.
I remember that sound. I still remember the sound it makes.
Our parents are in the living room, and you're way back in your room, and they
Yes.
holler at you.
Come and change the
And
channel.
you come in thinking that it's an emergency, and they say, "Can you change the channel?"
Mhm.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And you can't say nothing.
So, exactly.
Would you say
Okay,
nothing?
which channel? Just keep
I ain't
clicking
saying
till I
nothing.
tell you to stop. Okay.
What was that, deal?
I didn't say nothing. Nothing.
Speaking of that, those of you who have siblings, well, I have one. I just didn't grow up with them. But it actually shows, scientists confirms that fighting between your brothers and sisters actually increases the social skills, vocabulary, and development. I've always said arguments are healthy, and those people who are like married, that we never argue in our lives. Bullshit.
We argued, everybody in our family. We all argued with each other. We're
You
Greek.
know, and I think people mistake the word argue for fight.
Yes.
Argument just
absolutely.
means you have a disagreement. And
Yeah.
if y'all have never had a disagreement, then I'm a little suspicious of one of y'all.
Yep.
I mean,
No, we disagreed all the time. There was that constant,
I mean,
consistent
healthy.
arguments in the house.
That's
a lot
just
of
healthy.
fighting too, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I think this one might fuck up Low a little bit more than anybody else. So stoned, I really thought I was looking at a lake. I see a lake. What y'all see?
Oh, it's
A
a
lake.
fence.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I see.
It's funny how the power of suggestion will fuck you up.
Mhm.
Although I probably would have still thought lake,
Yeah.
you know, because it looks like something floating over there. It's just
Yeah.
Oh,
That's funny.
in honor of Black History Month. I'm gonna show you a badass brother. Homeboy, Ramel Broom survived 18 lethal injection attempts as executioners were unable to find a suitable vein.
Oh my good
Hey.
There he is, smiling with his
What?
tooth missing and shit.
So did they
18.
let him live? What
By law,
happened?
you can't
Or
do it
did
again. You tried, you
No.
failed.
Number 19
Gotta
was
be
the
free.
charm, or what? They just
18.
I guess.
turn him loose, or what?
18.
That's what I was just
Imagine the
Yeah,
anxiety
why did they stop
after,
at like 5?
number
Or do they-
5 and number 6.
I would have been like
and
5.
number
We're good.
7.
I don't know.
Motherfucker ain't dying. Let it go.
It was my impression that, like, if they tried it and didn't succeed, depending on how it was worded, that's why they say, like, you shall hang by the neck until dead.
Mhm.
Just depending on how they worded it. But I mean, shit, what do you do at that point? I mean, you probably chop his head off and it just roll down the street laughing at your ass.
Well, we're gonna have to try that depending on what the hell he did to be on death row.
I gotta
Yeah,
hear that.
I'm good.
I'm thinking he was probably a drug user, only because
Yeah.
when you take drugs and you insert them in your veins a lot, they start to
They roll.
they
They
roll.
break,
or
yeah.
they
Ew.
essentially aren't there. You can't find a vein,
That shit is gross.
but you would think they'd be able to get one in his neck.
Oh,
Sometimes not.
But I mean, if you're on death row, you shouldn't be thinking about his comfort.
Ooh, boy, I don't know.
You should be thinking about the end task.
That got me all messed up.
Really?
Because imagine how cocky he got after like 16. Like, he's sitting there, like, Hulk
He's
smash.
probably feeling good.
Right,
Like,
right. He's probably like, what y'all?
Yeah, that shit feels good. Bring one more. Yeah.
John said it all depends on the state on what happens next.
Yeah, I believe it. Because there's a lot of states that don't have death row anymore.
Yeah.
Nebraska not being one of them. I think Arizona definitely has it. I think definitely. What kind of shit is that?
You think definitely.
Maybe yes, maybe no, but definitely maybe. That's always unsettling.
That's just a ghost.
Something, some ghost walking around. Daryl, you'll appreciate this. Last time they saw Rob Zombie, they thought he was the ghost of the Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
He really does.
It does look like he climbed up out of the ground.
Zombie looks like the good
WrestleMania, brother. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say next. So with that, let's go to credits right quick. When we come back, we'll hit the main topics being Vince McMahon and all that kind of shit, and some other videos that go along with the theme of the day. So hang on 30 seconds. For those of you watching the Trainwreck Live, we are currently simulcasting on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Jaded Zen. YouTube viewers, click the subscribe button in the lower right corner of your screen and boom, you're in the cool car. The Trainwreck is property of Jaded Zen Entertainment, copyright 2024, all rights reserved. All right. Caught me typing something back to the people in the crowd here. Why don't you get to talking about something ladylike real quick? Talk about woman's work.
Okay.
Sorry, you caught me petting a dog over here. She's being a big old baby.
It's not a euphemism.
Mine's all curled up asleep next to me.
No.
Armando, we appreciate it, man. Always appreciate new visitors and viewers and whatnot. Go ahead and slam that subscribe button and hit the bell so that way you know we're coming on. And of course, it says at the top there every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Can't tell you how many people need to know like the other time zones based off of that one time. But anyway, I actually did last week. Well, not last week, this Saturday, which means, of course, I didn't get a chance to go through all of it. I downloaded and printed the complaint.
Oh, yeah.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
It is 67 pages long.
Wow.
And
what the hell?
Single space, both sides.
Yeah.
No space booths.
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
But, of course, the first 20 pages are all like the plaintiff, of WWE and blah, 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 parties involved, yada, yada, yada.
Legal jargon.
Yeah. But by the end of this weekend, I'm going to have this read and highlighted because I took for granted how long it would actually take to read that son of a bitch. But since then, we have learned that people are already starting to roll. Johnny Laryngitis, already flipped on Vince and said that Vince made him do this stuff.
Really?
He's the victim.
What?
Poor baby.
Think about that. Vince made me do it. I'm the victim.
Oh, really?
Like somebody got to force your ugly ass. And it's kind of by process of elimination. He was the one that was still in there for about 90 minutes with somebody else's fecal matter emanating through his nostrils. And ugh.
Oh,
and like I said last week, what's worse, shitting on somebody or coming behind said shitter and staying in there enjoying it all the time? Because at least the shitter got up and showered. But there was one person in my life. Daryl, you know my cousin Kendrick. Yep. We were at his house and he had two friends. Well, he had a friend and then his friend's friend. And then this was one of those things that where the tires screeched, the needle tears. We were talking about like there's all these fine girls. And all of a sudden this dude said, "Hey man, you ever shitted on a bitch?" And I was like,
Right?
Like,
And he was like, well, she wanted me to, man. She wanted me to. I was like, everybody's like, no.
Well, I don't understand.
limit, bruh, limit.
I don't understand how you can shit on command. I mean, that just doesn't work for me.
I mean, if you got one locked and loaded, you know,
I
maybe sure,
mean, yeah. I mean,
what is the
But
attraction?
that would be.
I don't know. I don't get that.
I don't
Yeah.
get the and golden showers and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't get
Oh,
that.
yeah,
either.
no.
I had friends look at me like I was stupid when they were, 'cause, you know, they get to telling you their kinks and shit like that, and like, you guys ever play golden shower in the shower? I was like,
no.
you mean like
No.
and they're like, yeah. I was like, no. They're like, why not? Why?
Why?
Gross.
Gross.
I don't even
Gross.
like peeing down my own leg. That's just
Right?
nasty.
Right?
You know how secluded I gotta be when I have to do that? Like,
Oh, I
I don't even
know.
like people in the same house.
I don't
as
either.
me.
And if I'm home alone,
Yeah,
I will
it's
shut the door and
private.
lock it.
Yeah, shut the door and lock it.
Mm-hmm. And don't talk to me. God damn, don't talk to me. Just don't ask me where shit is. The only time you're permitted to talk to me is if I yell out the door that I need some toilet paper.
There
You
it
may say,
is.
okay, and here it is.
I mean, I got a secret spot at work. I ain't telling nobody where it's at. But I will drive 15, 20 minutes.
You'll be at the southeast corner of the third floor.
Mhm.
Nobody goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John, I will too, but sometimes it just comes up on you, man. But
Yeah.
No.
that
My,
you
my
guys
husband
the man story.
my husband has no shame. He goes in public bathrooms, no problem if he has to.
No,
Damn.
I can too.
If there is,
Had so many stomach issues that you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
But if I can help it, see, and I got spoiled too because every toilet in this house has a bidet that I installed because
Mhm.
Oh,
you know,
Or bougie.
wiping your ass with paper just seems barbaric. So even when I go to a nice
Right?
hotel, I'm like, how do these people do this shit on a regular basis? Just wipe your ass, get in the shower.
take showers plenty times a day.
Yeah, I used to. Remember that? I used to shower like 3 times a day.
Mhm.
I shower when I woke up, before the gym, after the gym, and possibly before bed. Just depends. Go ahead and throw John's up there. Who's the okay? As a trucker, I've gotten used to holding. Well, I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
man. I guess so. That shit would harden up on me and cause stomach cramps.
If there is an upside to being in kidney failure, the fact that I don't have to use public bathrooms for the most part, like 99% of the time, I can get away with all waiting until I get back home because I don't have to pee. But oh my gosh, in a restaurant and one of the grandkids say, yeah, I have to go potty. I want to throw a fit. Like
Right.
I just want to cry. I'm like, I don't want to go in there. Like, not in the bathroom. Are you kidding?
I just looked over that big ass dog who's just standing on the bed like a deer. So hey, Lo, did you have a lowdown today?
I do have one.
All right. Just in case the gods of LaGuardia and Rikers Island decide to rain their countenance upon thee.
It's a little quieter tonight, yeah.
And
If you
scramble
did
up
this at
your,
like 5 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, there's nothing going on. My reception's
when the
great
sleep
at 5
should be
a.m.
real
Sunday
good.
morning.
Yep.
Well, without further ado, we give you Lo's Lowdown.
This is the theme to Lolo Show. The theme to Lolo Show. Lolo called me up and asked if I could write a theme song. I'm almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? How do you like the theme to Lolo Show? La da da doo dee da da, skippity bop bop. How do you like the theme to Lolo's show?
Okay. Good evening, everybody. We talk about mental health on this show a lot, and I want to talk a little bit about watching what you say to people. There's this weird thing. Greek women do it to each other a lot, and they like to shame you when you don't have children. I had two experiences recently with that. One was not so recent, but it reminded me of the first one where a woman asked me if I had children. The Greek lady was at my gym. I was standing by the daycare and talking to the daycare lady. She went to pick up her kids. And so I got that. So you don't have children? I said, no. Then she said to me, one of the worst things you could probably say to someone, I don't think a woman is complete until she has a child. I kind of went off on her. Okay, no, I didn't kind of go off on her. I completely went off on her. My sister had 3 miscarriages and had to go through surgery so she would be able to have children. It devastated her horribly. So I looked at this woman. I said, you really got to watch what you say to people because you could really cause permanent harm to someone by saying something like that. I know if somebody said that to my sister while she was going through that, it would have probably thrown her into a really dark place she wouldn't be able to come back from. Don't throw things like that at people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they've been through. Another lady looks at me and she's like, oh, where are your children? A Greek lady. I was in a Greek specialty store. I don't know why we do this to each other. We Greek women got to stop doing this to each other with the kids. And I said, no, I don't have kids. Do you mistake me for somebody else that comes in here with children? And she just kind of looks at me. And I said, I don't have children by choice. I don't want to have children. And that is something I'm not going to be shamed for. God knows. She walked away. The other lady looked at me and she's like, good for you. Don't do things like that to people. Don't talk about, you can have an opinion. That's fine. But when you're talking about something like that, that's digging really deep into someone. Or even if it's a financial thing, making fun of somebody who doesn't have money, you don't know what happened to them, or, you lost your job. Anybody can lose their job. It can happen to you. Like everybody's like one step away from being that person you're making fun of. So watch it. Really, people, watch what you say to each other, and not just for that reason, but just in general. We can't go on this road we're going on. Really being mean. My husband has a YouTube channel, and people say some of the stupidest shit to him there too. He does techniques with his students, and one of his students is a guy of small stature. My husband's a big guy. And somebody's like, oh, just another big guy picking on a little guy, you coward. And it's like, why do people think you can just, my husband said that to him. Oh, you are the keyboard warrior, hiding behind your computer. Come knock on my door and say it to my face. Say, to my face. These are people, in a way you got to kind of feel bad for them, but their actions kind of delete all of that because, rise above. If you're feeling bad, and our girl JJ says that a lot, don't bring other people down just because you're down. Try to make somebody's day better. It doesn't do us any good as a whole. We're all connected. The energy is all connected. If somebody else isn't doing well, chances are you're not going to be doing well either. So have a little compassion for people and watch what you say to people. Don't throw insults around. Have an opinion if you want, but don't hit below the belt, because telling a woman that she's not complete because she never had a child is unfair. especially if somebody's trying and it hurts. So, watch what you say to people. Don't bring other people down because it doesn't really do you any good. Think, then speak. Think, then speak. How about that? And don't get behind your keyboard and start trashing people. You never know, you could really send somebody to off them out. You don't want that karma. You don't want that karma. So be better. Be better people. Let's try to do better and get off your keyboard troll shit. This is the trolls. Cut it out. Stop it. And that's all I gotta say.
This is the theme to Lolo Show. The theme to Lolo Show. Lolo called me up and asked if I could write a theme song. I'm almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? How do you like the theme to Lolo Show? La da da doo dee da da, skippity bop bop. How do you like the theme to Lolo's show?
That was great.
Lolo has spoken.
Yes.
Yes, she has.
And I totally agree with you because, I always have the
Bumper
saying.
music. I said the bumper music just started playing.
I have the saying that you don't know if you can get pregnant until you get pregnant. You never know if you can have a child until you have a child. And not everybody wants to have children. So why are you giving them a hard time for decisions that you want to make?
I don't understand, like, a woman doing that to another woman. Like,
I don't get it.
I was
either.
kind of making a Greek joke, but Greek women do that. We do that to each other. There's a lot of this poking. It's just coincidental to me that it happened to be, I get a lot of shit from relatives too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Daryl, our people do that shit too. But like,
When you gonna have my grandbaby?
and it's like, you don't even know we want that shit, and yeah, that generation, boy, that just was that. You're all stuck in a Joker smile.
What's that?
I said you're stuck in a Joker smile. 5230. Remember that.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, that's terrible.
John,
That's that's or something.
That sucks, John.
What happened?
His dad was giving him a hard time. So I was married before I got with Coltrane, and we were married for 6.5 years. And so just imagine how many people came up to me and asked, so when are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids? And it was not a happy marriage. I basically stayed in the marriage because I wasn't supposed to get a divorce. Nobody in my family got a divorce. You just stuck it through. And then fortunately, in my case, he ended up having an affair and staying with that other chick. So I was able to get the divorce because it wasn't my fault. But, when you're together with somebody for so long, there's so many people that have that expectation because that's what you're supposed to do. You get married and you have a kid, and it's so frustrating.
Ooh, girl. I'll just try to drop out and come back in. Oh, jeez. I guess it did it for her. I think Daryl's. Oh, he chose to mute himself. Yeah, you're up.
I did. Yeah, I muted myself.
Okay.
Oh, she's back.
You better say something. Say something.
Say it. Say it.
I can't hear you.
While we wait, we have yet another guest, all the way from another Nebraskan, by way of, I don't know, someplace in Mexico, probably. At least his parents, she fell off again.
Yeah.
At least his parents are. I present to you the one and only Jesse.
Oh, I got the song going. Turn off your song.
But they have to, so they do it real slow. Mexican Americans love education, so they and get a beat.
That's the part I had to get to.
Happy Black People Month Day.
Yeah, shortest fucking day of the month, but we got an extra day. We tricked them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is a leap year, sir.
Yep. One extra day.
Daryl?
Sir, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you? What's that behind you?
I
mean, who's that behind you?
No, there's nobody behind me. It is a bed and a keyboard.
You still playing your Goldust music?
Every now and then.
Speaking of that, I don't know. I knew both you guys were going to be on here.
My lighting right here.
You do look pretty bright and shiny.
I know. Well, it's like I have the equipment to fix it, but it's like I just kind of jumped on.
Why?
No.
Yes.
I know. I'm all like, I got the Mexican shine over here.
Yeah, you do.
Mexican America.
I sing that shit to myself. Like, speaking of just breaking in and making people laugh, for some reason, I knew both of you would be on. So here is from like 1998. Austin trying to break Taker in an interview.
Undertaker, we do have a deal.
We got a deal.
And Stone Cold,
Shut up.
it's on you, Kurt. All together. And whether we like it or not, whether we like each other or not, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Because we're going into invasion.
Invasion.
We're going into this with both WCW and ECW breathing down our necks.
Breathing down our necks. They're breathing down.
You do that again, you're gonna pull back the nub. Now, damn it!
You know what's cool is you remember Tiff, don't you?
Me? Yes.
Yeah. She I just talked to her on LinkedIn yesterday, and she got to do the lighting for the Undertaker One Dead Man show.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
I guess it was down in where is she? Orlando? No, she's by the water, so Tampa, I believe. But yeah, she's a stage designer and whatever else they do back there, like grips and all that kind of shit. She's been doing that forever, but she was just like, we were both in wrestling school at the same time, and we both quit roughly around the same time too, for roughly some of the same reasons. She was trained by Brian Knobs, who was drunk all the time, and it's just a lot of those guys that have the school, their name is on that school, but they have like a bunch of other people doing the training, people you probably never heard of. But I had a couple of trainers like that too, that was just like, you knew they were out drinking the night before, and like they talk to you and just sterilize your whole damn face. It's like, good Lord. And then they had to wrestle that night too. I couldn't do that shit. That's how I knew there was an age difference, because I started training when I was 31.
Damn.
Bunch of 22-year-olds and shit.
I was like, take it easy there, DDP.
Hey. But some of the dumbass questions they would ask me. One dude asked, do I think Rick Rude ever come back? I said, well, if you dig him up, maybe. I mean, he didn't know he had died. Like, let's see, when was this? It was 10 years prior.
Good Lord.
So, one guy told me that he had a kid ask him whatever happened to Andre the Giant.
Wow.
Just a quick Google search, man.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, they have the internet now.
Literally the most famous wrestler of all time, the most recognizable. I mean, Jesus, tits. Oh, just walk away to
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm offended.
Way to be professional. Appreciate that, Jesse.
I know.
Just right up.
I should have put I need to put like one of those things that be right back.
Well, in honor of Black History Month, we're going to show, because me and Daryl always used to, well, we still get shit about this.
Well, how about
Here's the
something positive
stages.
this time?
It's you'll
All
see. Here is the stages of when we date a white girl.
Day one dating a white girl, I don't give a I'm trying this out because I don't discriminate. I'll penetrate on my mama. And for all my ops that's watching this, you are 1 week dating a white girl. She seasons her chicken with just salt. I am terrified. Call the food police. We've been eating cheese and crackers and wine for 3 nights in a row. I am starving. My stomach is in my ass. Somebody help. 2 weeks dating a white girl. I invited her to my family reunion, but my uncles didn't say, hey, I'll see you, nephew. So I felt kind of sad. But we did teach her how to do the Cupid Shuffle, so that's progress. 1 month dating a white girl, and we just left a Billie Eilish concert, and now she's going to make green bean casserole. Oh, suck it. Yes, the night just keeps getting better. 6 months dating a white girl. We got yoga at 8, brunch at 12, and we're going to go to Yosemite Park later on. Pumpkin spice latte for the win every time.
This is 1 year dating a white girl. She's my sugar plum honey bun. This is the absolute happiest I've been in my entire life.
Day one dating a white girl. I don't give a
At least we avoided that shit, huh?
Is that you, Jason?
Hey, yep. So funny.
Oh man, the stories you could tell.
Yeah, that ending caught me off guard when I first saw it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Let's
Lost
see,
2 feet of his height.
Did you guys? Okay, first of all, did you guys? so going into the Super Bowl, first of all these grown ass Republican white men all mad at Taylor Swift, where they're doing all the like death threats and shit like that. What the fucking hell? And number 2, what y'all motherfuckers supposed to stop watching football because of the kneeling and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
you never watch football again and never coming back, and you ain't drinking Budweiser no more.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that shit? Where's your convictions, man?
No dedication.
All talk.
Oh yeah,
lack of discipline.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I swear to God, I'll move to Canada. It's like, okay, it's kind of hard to get into Canada, y'all. Like, it's really hard to get into
Canada. They want Americans.
They do not want their south of the border is worse than ours.
And the way it works right now, if you get in, you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick one of these. Which one's the funniest here? This ain't funny, but this is satisfying. You ever wanted to just like get back at one of your bullies, like from, I don't know, junior high or whatever? I wasn't bullied in high school, but I was bullied in elementary. And this had to feel so good, he had to change his pants. This guy got to beat his bully's ass when he learned how to box.
That would be me. There's levels to this, kid.
What is he swinging at, man? Ooh, got a pretty fast jab right there, man.
Gassing himself out.
Yeah, bro, he's taking all those years of anger out right on him right now, bro.
You good? You all right? Yeah. No, finish it. Put it around a little bit.
That's it.
That's his karma, man. Right. His karma coming back to him right here.
Hey, you got in the ring, though.
So every punch this man just dished out was every moment he ever got bullied by this guy.
Man, I was feeling the stomach in the that liver punch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The one to the gut. I mean,
man, yeah, that made me seize up like. He gonna be peeing blood tomorrow.
Yep.
For real, you knew it was a wrap when he couldn't keep his hands up and he threw 3 punches and he was gassed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. You know he was farting on the ground too, probably just seeping and leaking.
And then you have the audacity. So what goes through your mind if you bullied this dude and you get him in the ring, you bring him in the ring, you invite him into the ring. What's going through your mind? Like just like what are you thinking about at that point in time? If I bullied this dude,
percentage was, but there is so many percentage of people that feel like they're way tougher and can fight better than they actually can, because it's always like one of those, well, I would do this and this and this, and then they realize they can't really get up off the ground, like in their mind. But remember, it was probably a year ago when I put up that statistic that there were men that thought,
they could.
17% of them thought they could beat an elephant in a fight.
An elephant.
Grizzly bear was on there.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
King cobra, which is that, you just sidestep and stomp on it, maybe shoot it. What was the other one? Okay, it was an elephant. Oh, a chimp.
Oh, chimp.
It's a rat on a chimp.
Chimps are crazy.
Y'all are, they think like
up.
a little baby little chimp, like they could go ahead and like power bomb it and shit, rip your arm off and shove it up your ass.
Wait a minute, wait, like a full size elephant, like a full size, like grown pachyderm. Elephant.
Yeah, with the tusks and everything. I'm telling you, man, people are delusional.
Yes.
Speaking of, before we go to speaking of delusional, let's go to the grown ass men being mad at Taylor. Lost the New Yorker.
Little men sure have their panties in a bundle over Travis Casey and Taylor Swift, don't you? And of course, by mediocre, I'm talking about you, Brett Favre, who's claiming that Taylor's only doing this for publicity and a cash grab. I mean, you would know something about publicity, wouldn't you? Sending lewd photos like 14 years ago. And oh yeah, what was that about stealing from welfare recipients? Yeah, that was you. You did that. So of course you'd see a strong woman who's made her own fucking fortune, who's worth more than you would ever be worth in 10 fucking lifetimes, who's probably made the NFL relevant for the first time in ages to an audience that wouldn't otherwise give a shit, and claim that she's doing it for publicity and a cash grab. But then you also said that if they would lose, it's Taylor Swift's fault because she's a distraction? First of all, if the players are distracted by her being there, they need to be better at their job. And secondly, if you're going to blame her, you're going to give her credit when they win, right? Oh no, it's like all things with women. They get no credit and all the fucking blame. Taylor Swift, who's played the capitalist game better than any man ever could, doesn't need a publicity stunt or cash grab. She's a fucking icon. You have an issue with the NFL using her? Take it up with them. Oh, wow.
Great points.
Yeah. A
He's
lot of...
If they win, he's going to propose to her. That's my thought.
See, there's something about it that just doesn't seem authentic. It just... I don't know.
Why, Jason? Why do you think it's not authentic?
This is one of those feelings you get when you look at them. Everything seems a little staged.
You think like they're them as a couple is staged?
What's that?
Like them two as a couple is staged?
Yeah. Because even when you see them like cuddle and kiss, it looks very robotic.
Yeah.
And that camera cuts up there too many times, and Daryl, you know how much planning it goes into to
they're gonna show her. They're gonna show her a gazillion times. I read something about she brought $330 million worth of exposure to the NFL and the Chiefs, and that's listen. People can do whatever it is they want to do with that. I think it's hilarious that dudes are upset that she's getting this attention that she's getting. No understanding that she didn't need to do this, and she could have done this in secret. So it's hilarious to me. It really is. It's funny to me. Watch people, because
normally I don't give two shits about her, but I'm defending her on this because it's just stupid.
It is.
Man, and it's usually the real tough American ones too. Those are the ones that call everybody else snowflakes, but call them one lose their fucking minds, man. What were you raising your hand for, son?
He's the snowflake.
He's a snowflake
comment. You said
but
you think he's gonna jump on stage at halftime?
What?
Is he going to jump on stage at halftime?
Is she going to jump on stage?
Is she?
Oh no!
Oh, with Usher.
I don't know. That'd start a fight.
Oh, I know. No, I doubt it though. She's the good luck charm, and if she did that, then they would just riot probably. All the hardcore conservatives would just riot the field and get laid out by the band and shit. She admit, okay, yeah, it was Brett Favre that was talking all this shit.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, he's the one caught up with the welfare trial, along with a few DiBiase's, might I add, where they they defrauded the Mississippi Welfare Office.
State of Mississippi.
Was that the state of Mississippi?
State of Mississippi.
Yep. For millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand, the older brother is in prison, had to I can't remember how much he had to pay back. Teddy,
wasn't much, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't much compared to what was taken.
Yeah.
Ted Jr., I can't remember what. I think he's going to get some jail time because he was dumb enough to buy money. He was dumb enough to use the money to buy like a house and all that kind of shit, you know. So he had a house that was just a little bit outside of his means, and people got a little bit suspicious. So yeah, it's like what they tell you, like in the mafia, man. It's like, don't go out spending the shit you steal, but then you turn around, like, why steal it then? Like, what's the point of making a big heist if you can't even spend the shit?
It's Goodfellas 101.
Yeah, it's Goodfellas 101. They also got caught from that Lufthansa. What the hell was that airline? Lufthansa or some shit like that. It was at LaGuardia. Lufthansa. Was that
on who got caught?
On Goodfellas.
Oh.
That was a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They it was like 1977 they got caught. And did you know that Henry Hill got sent to Omaha?
No.
I think I knew that.
Yeah. He couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut though when he opened a restaurant. And so then they had to move him to like Wisconsin, and then he couldn't keep his mouth shut there. So they were like, look, fuck, you don't get this shit no more.
Right.
So yeah, I was reading he went to Omaha. That was the first place they put him in for the witness relocation. But yeah, he went all out with his real name and shit, signed his real name to the restaurants and all that. It was like, man, you don't need this shit. Take your ass home. And what was his name? The one that just died like maybe 2 years ago that was in on the planning of that. Shit, I can't remember. You looking it up?
Yeah.
The actor?
No, the real guy.
The real character.
Ray Liotta or something.
No, he dead too.
Yeah.
He dead. Let's see, there was something after that. Oh, again, the guys that are all in denial about, we never said we were going to leave the NFL. We just, yeah, whatever. These are the same people that are in denial about everything.
That was all set up too.
How was that set up?
That police officer didn't have his knee on the neck.
Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video. Just like I think January 6th is rigged too. I think it was set up by Democrats. Republicans as a whole are more, just more calm and everything. It's like the riots in the streets when Trump was president. I mean, the riots were all Democratic cities. I mean, and if you look at they haven't released the videos on January 6th. They did a little bit, and you watch them, and the guy's just walking through. The police are helping them. It just don't look like a true, it didn't look like the riots when Trump was president. The George Floyd thing.
What?
Yeah, that all made perfect sense. It's funny how when people are indoctrinated to something that they believe in because the herd believes in it, and then you get so deep that you read propaganda after propaganda, and then you really believe the bullshit that you're spouting out. That's what you get. And I was gonna say something else about it. It just escaped me because I'm just like,
that's what you get when you listen to other people instead of actually looking at the facts. It's just hearsay.
How you not see something and then like just absolutely with conviction say something happened?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, but this is a perfect example of why the strategy is being held about what's going on with the educational system in some of these states and some of these areas is try to withhold information, mold them into a situation where they're accepting certain truth and certain pieces to keep a certain theme or propaganda going. And so now, just like everything else, we know the humans are habitual in trying to confirm their beliefs, right? So you're going to take stuff and you're going to consume things to confirm your beliefs. The thing that like really, I think was probably the most troubling aspect of it, not the most troubling, but like the January 6th incident was shown by every news organization on the planet.
Right.
And to come away from what you saw and come with that conclusion is probably one of the most baffling and troubling things about what's going on in society right now.
Yep.
Either he's an idiot or he's just intellectually dishonest. And here's the other thing is these are the same people that will tell you over and over how inept Congress is and how inept the system is. But these inept people are also so smart that they can calculate all these conspiracy theories to work out exactly the way it's supposed to work out. Who in that group would be, even on the Democratic side, who would be able to put that kind of shit together with that masterful art of getting a couple of cops killed and a couple of civilians killed, all so we can just say it was the Republicans? The fact that we saw Marjorie Taylor out there with a bullhorn, the fact that we saw Matt Gaetz out there looking like Johnny Knoxville. I mean, just shit that's just so obvious. They have conditioned themselves to believe the unbelievable.
Yeah.
And to say basically like Paul Heyman, that wasn't me. Like, yeah, I'm looking right at you. No, that wasn't me. Looks like me. That wasn't me. I didn't do that.
It's fake news.
Yeah, and just saying fake news. I mean, it was the Hitler playbook from day one. And that's one of the things. Every time a liberal doesn't like something, it's Hitler. It's like, no, this is actually the Hitler playbook. Like, I've read history. I've read the books. I've watched the speeches where he's never seemed happy in his life. He could probably be ordering breakfast. I could split up that eggs. But it just baffles me how people can look beyond or through some shit. But I understand some people why they do it, because it's going to take their advantage away if their guy doesn't win.
Yeah.
Because it was very obvious that there were certain advantages to certain people, and that's the reason why they want certain people in the office. Like, get rid of all history that has to do with, like, killing black people. Get rid of all the Cesar Chavez shit. Get rid of the Jackie Robinson story. Somehow that's dangerous. They have Grapes of Wrath on that list. They have Mice and Men on that list. Anything that where somebody is empowered or somebody comes out with a lesson or learning something from their mistakes from the past or from other people has been yanked. And I mean, if you go, there is 800 and semi books that's banned in Florida right now. I did a show on that one too, but among the dangerous books that we're trying to get rid of, The Life of Cesar Chavez, the Rosa Parks story, the Roberto Clemente story. What was the other? I think Amelia Earhart was in that shit, because you can't teach women how to do shit. And it's the fact that it's banned is what troubles me. It's like you're telling people you can't read this and decide for yourself, like, what this is all about. We're telling you we're good for you. We're your daddies, Do what daddy says. That's what Florida's looking like right now.
Well, the biggest issue that you come away from is the fact that they want to espouse. I don't like using the word they, but you understand where I'm coming from. Is that you want to spout freedom and you want to spout freedom of choice, but then at the same time you want to restrict the young mind and influence young people from being able to have access to be able to be free thinkers. And that's really the biggest issue. Like it's crazy. Like, for instance, What is happening in Florida right now for Black History Month?
I have no
Like,
idea.
what are you talking about in Black History Month? Like, one of the things that they talked about slavery, learning, what was it? Learning skills. And,
yeah, we learned trades and skills.
Trades and skills.
And we were happy
to do what?
Mm-hmm.
What the trades is? Yeah, the trades and skills to do what?
Mm-hmm.
And then why? Why were they taught those trades and skills?
And this is coming from the same state where on a regular basis they would use slave babies as gator bait.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
So I mean that's how terrible our history is.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl, you know the history of hush puppies, don't you?
Yes, I do. You
want to educate the people?
So when slaves were running away, depending on Underground Railroad or just straight up running through the wooded areas, one of the things they would try to do as the dogs and stuff were chasing them, they would take cornbread, sometimes mix it with a little bit of a vegetable, sometimes some meat inside of it, rolled up into a ball, fry it up. And that's what they would use to try to quiet the dogs, hence the word hush puppies, so that way they can get away.
And now y'all been learned something.
Yep.
The other thing that's been going on is, besides all the shit going on in wrestling, it seems like, of course, that's a microcosm to enterprise everywhere. But you see all the shit that's going on in entertainment with Diddy and Cat Williams and all the shit that's coming out about what people are seeing at parties and all that shit. Kevin Hart has a message for, even though, you know, he's been accused of being one of them, but he has a message for all the people that are trying to come up out of the hood and think it's going to be easy. But even you and me, Daryl, we already kind of know how entertainment works and how, you know, it's like you shake one hand while there's a knife in the other, you know, knife behind him in the other one. So listen to Kevin Hart. Anybody that ever wants to be famous, think about this shit first.
Wrong for calling everything a scam. They're being scammed. So naturally, if I'm in a position and I am being scammed because everything around me is set up for me to fail, unless I'm educated or somebody says, hey man, you got to stop going there. You got to start going over here. When people go over here, they move differently. I came up in the fucking hood. If you look in the hood, you hear about it. There's liquor stores and check cashing places. You know why? Because they know that the people in the hood aren't smart enough to open up bank accounts. They're going to get a check, they're going to cash it, and it's a liquor store right next to it. So you're going to get your check, and you're going to buy this liquor, and then you're not going to have no more money. Let's just put that around them. Let's also put a bunch of shit that's easy and cash available. We don't want you to gain credit. We want you to be cash driven. That's how we keep the poor poor. It's not until you understand that you get out. That's poor.
And we've been saying that for years too, because I tell you, one of the most brilliant businessmen I have ever encountered in my life. I don't know him. I've met him when I was little, and I know of him. But I always get the name wrong. It's either Jim or Bill. But you know, in Omaha, down in the hood, like by the projects, they got the Rib Haven. I think it's Jim's Rib Haven in a gas station.
Oh, yeah.
Owned by a white dude. He put a gas station that has a rib joint in it in the hood. That man's been cleaning up for 50 years. You go get your gas, be like, oh, say now, y'all got ribs and everything. You know, so,
hot dogs.
and they let you like hang around and, you know, smoke and shit like that. So you get your pack of smokes, get your swishers, get your grub, get your gas, hang around. You know, they sold 40s and shit. So he made it like the spot. His white ass wasn't never there, but you know, so he just hired other brothers to do that shit, you know. So, but to me, that was always like one of the most brilliant, because black people do spend money. You know, that's what people don't realize. We do spend. That's why Tyler Perry has a whole acreage in a studio that covers old slave land. Speaking of slave land, Daryl, you're going to find this really interesting. I've been holding on to this for months after I found it. But this is I can't remember if it's a grandson or what it is. It's been so long since I've seen it. But we are going to take a tour of an actual slave quarters that's still standing today.
Great uncle's crib. Now, we got a modern day slave house here. Actually, it's a real slave house. He's been living here since he was born. He was born here, so that's why he still lives here. He doesn't like change. Now, to maximize space, we have a bedroom as soon as you walk in the crib. You know, there was a lot of kids live here. My grandmother had her first couple kids here, and she got 9. So you know they had a lot of kids living here. Now we got the main master bedroom. He got a TV. He has electricity. I don't know how. He has a lot of books. He likes to read. He got a flip phone. And he has a fireplace. It works. I don't know how the house doesn't burn down, but we used it one winter. This is another bedroom. And here we have the kitchen. You have to put wood in the stove for it to work, cause it's one of those type of stove, very ancient. And we have an outhouse here. He does have a bathroom inside, cause I showed you guys. He has an outhouse. I'm not opening it. You guys can guess what's in there. And this is his garden, cause he loves to garden.
Damn.
Did they say what state?
No, he just said great uncle.
I would guess Mississippi, Alabama, like somewhere in the Delta.
Yeah, my parents grew up in houses like that. My grandmother's house, when we would go, they're from Louisiana, and we would go and visit, and that's what it would look like when we go stay. And I live up north in Illinois, and there's poor, but there is nothing like Southern poor. It is a completely different level, and those are people who have been around it and have seen it and have I can't even describe it. It's third world poor, and there are a lot. They
survive on their own merit or their own wits, and there's a system put in place to keep people in those positions.
Mm-hmm. Which is sad.
Yeah, redlining and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. We'll be talking about that throughout the month. This is a message that I think all young black men need to see. Well, and their dads, because there's a lot of bad examples out there. But here's what a good example looks
like. That shit gangster. You think missing class is cool? I told you, all the cool niggas is broke. All the cool niggas I grew up with ain't got shit. You know who got it? The nerds. The nerds got all the money, they got the property, and they got the women. So while you think that shit is cute, you're gonna be a cute broke nigga. And it's not gangster. What's this I hear about you quitting football? You think that shit gangster? If you gonna bang, you bang on that motherfucking football field. If you gonna bang, you bang in that classroom. Stop missing school. If you fail, I fail, son. I know you think that shit funny, but the joke gonna be on you. Because when it come time for you to be successful, when it come time for you to take care of yourself, joke gonna be on you. I can't do it for you. But I tell you one thing, I'll be goddamn if you live in my house and I let you fail. You lose, I lose. And we not losing. Let's go get this shit right, homie.
Number one, the first thing I noticed, he didn't get all aggressive with him right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't hollering them down and, you know, you should know, blah, 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 blah. He talked to him like a man. He didn't hit him or nothing like that, because I feel like that's what we'd have got in our generation, Daryl. Like, good old fashioned punch to the chest. And then mama come in and finish off the whooping. Like with a weapon of some sort.
A weapon of some choice. I think get this
weapon of choice besides the hand.
Oh man, I've had it all. I've had switches. I had my own race car track taken apart.
That's mine. The yellow one with the red stripe.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah.
For the longest time in my bedroom, I had a dent in my blinds from when my mom threw a shoe at me.
And they will throw shit too. They can't catch you.
And it's kind of funny because like my mom's 4'10", so I mean she's not a big woman. at all. And it's just, but I remember the one of the times I ever cursed. We were driving a car. I thought it was safe. And I said, "Damn it! It wasn't even nothing. It wasn't even nothing super." Of course, I said, "Damn it! Damn it! I got you! Damn it! I got you! Damn it! Oh, damn it! Oh, we just gonna say anything to anybody, man." That 3 blocks was the scariest 3 blocks I ever driven before in my life. No, but I had a conversation with my sons like that when they were going in 6th grade and they were moving from elementary school to middle school, and the middle school they were going to was different. It was a mixture of some kids that they weren't accustomed to going to school with. And the discussion I had with them, which my kids are very, very, very good athletes and they're very good scholars. And the discussion I had with them was like, listen, you're going to go to this school and they're going to be running into some folks that aren't going to be about nothing. That's what they're going to be about nothing. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in who said this or who said that. And, it's a situation that if they want to say stuff about you, and this is hard because it's a hard lesson. I'm in my 40s. It's a hard lesson to learn, but understand that people can say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Let them talk. You got to do what you got to do. Your job, I told them, your job is to go to school, get good grades, come home. That's what your job is. And I really like the last part of his message as a father of sons, to go and say, like, my job, and I told my sons this too, my job is to make you and create a path for you to be a good man. Yep. That's my job. And everything I do, whether you like it or not, has that goal in mind. So there may be things that you may not agree with, but understand that you learning how to do the dishes, you learning to do your own laundry, you learning to pick up after yourself, doing those things. It's about you being a good man. Because eventually, I hope one day, if you decide to, you're going to be sitting here having the same conversation with your child.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Like my grandpa used to say, you teach them early because one day they're going to look you right in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, it's going to be too late. Hey, thanks, Philip.
Thanks, Philip.
Thanks, Philip.
Yeah.
Yes, Jake.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, Jesse, you got one of each.
I got one of each.
Huh? You got a boy and a girl. So, like, how do you approach it? Like, do you approach it differently with them, or do you give them the same?
As in, like, what they... like, nothing has ever come up that's made me go, wow, I need to really just, set them straight or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most of the time I just have to, like, let them put their finger in the light socket and kind of figure things out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, nothing's really, like, to the point where I'm like, I have to go and, like, really discipline or something crazy like that. I mean, I was blessed, #blessed. Two great kids. I mean, they do well on their own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had to find strength early on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your kids are the closest to Generation X as anybody. Because remember, we had to come home. Nobody was home. We were latchkey kids. We had to make our own dinner. We had to do our homework and make sure it was done. Lock up, lie, and say your parents were in the bathtub or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've kind of had that to where I'm sure Isabel kind of, doesn't she help you raise Christian in a sense?
I like really try to get her not to do that. She did it for a while, but now she doesn't do it anymore. I mean, it was kind of good. It was like,
does the same thing with Adriana. She's like her second mother, and sometimes she'll step in and kind of discipline Adriana. I'm like, that's kind of my job, but I appreciate your help.
But it works.
Adriana does actually listen to Gabby more than she listens to me.
How far apart in the age?
3.5 years.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Oh, how old is she's 17 or 16?
17. He'll be 14.
Oh, she's 17 now.
She'll be in November. I mean, that's like a ways away, but she's 18 this year, and he'll be 14 next month.
Have yourself an adult. I got me one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing is they can go get shit for you.
I know.
They can sign your other kid in if they got.
Yeah.
But
I gotta sign on out because I gotta go tend to these kids before their bedtime here.
You do that.
All right.
Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah.
Jump on next week if you want to. We're gonna keep on talking about some of this Vince shit as soon as I read these docs.
All right.
And it's gonna be Valentine's Day too. So
that's right.
You ain't got no date.
Not for. Oh, you don't know.
Oh, I think you just told me.
Yep. What's it say that's not going out? I'm not. It's on. Dude, Valentine's Day is on Ash Wednesday.
Is it?
Next Wednesday.
This Wednesday, Ash Wednesday?
Is Mardi Gras after Ash Wednesday, or is it?
Dude, you don't know that?
Man, I ain't been a practicing Catholic in 26 years.
Well, you know that Mardi Gras was the day before.
Was it?
It's always Tuesday, or not Tuesday, but it's the day
I know
before.
that's what Tuesday week, yeah, but I don't know which Tuesday. Shit.
Before, so I think it's next week, right?
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's Lent, so that's like 40 days of giving up shit that I ain't gonna do. No fucking thanks, man.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
At least you're
Go
honest.
tend to your children.
Yeah.
You always got an open invitation, so I'll send you a code every week. If you want to pop on, cool.
All right.
I'll fuck you.
All right. See you.
All right. Take care, man. That dude's crazy. Let's see, is that the right? Yeah. All right. We're leaving. All right. A couple of more things we're going to show, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here because I'm already starting to stumble, which means I'm getting tired. Remember, okay, you didn't play football, did you?
No.
Yeah, I think
Would
we
love
both
to.
were about to, and then we didn't. Because
No.
I hurt my shoulder my 10th grade sophomore year.
No. My mama said I couldn't. My mama said.
Oh,
I
yeah?
couldn't. Yeah.
Mama said I can't play no football.
Can't play the football. Can't play the football.
Well, I tell you what, though, if we did play football, we definitely wouldn't be a whiny bitch like
I'm
this.
here when you kept getting messages the head coach wants to talk to you and you saying I'm not ready to talk to him.
I wasn't.
Well, what f***ing world do you live in?
I don't see why you gotta be disrespectful, honestly.
Get out of here. Go. You're off the team. You're done. See ya.
Because I
See ya. Go. And guess what? We can kick you off the team. So go read your f***ing rights about mental health. We can kick you off the team for not showing up. When the head coach asks to meet with you and you don't show up for weeks, okay, we can remove you from the team. It's called being the pussy. It's called hiding behind and not showing up to work. If you
imagine talking to a coach like that?
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't feel like coming.
So here's the thing. This, as you guys know, I work at a university. I work in athletics, and the new age athlete is a lot. And I say that from a standpoint of there's a lot of complications that come with the modern athlete now. You talk about the evolution and revolution, I would say, of mental health and mental health awareness, and the avenues in which people are moving to create spaces for people to be mentally healthy. Then you have the empowerment of the athlete now that is happening. And then you have a situation where coaching staffs and establishments have to adjust. And right now you're in a situation where I would probably call it a perfect storm, where those who are able to evolve and adjust are going to do great things. Those are not, and it's crazy that incident, which went viral, right? That came out, I think this time last year, that it came out, and it was all over the place. But here's the thing: there are micro discussions in that type of space all the time with coaching staffs and their athletes. Not to that respect, but like trying to figure. And the hard part about it now is like trying to find that line of some kids are coming to these spaces not having heard the word no, not having boundaries set for them, and they're coming to, for lack of better, coming to Jesus when it comes to a situation, when it comes to these consequences and things of nature for their actions. And it's wild, man. It's wild. And there's some athletes that are doing great things with it, using their platform to do some great things and open doors for other people. There's some coaching staffs that are doing some great things and open the doors for other people. And there's some other people who are just like anything else, are struggling with that type of adjustment. And then like trying to, and we are older. So like that level of, there's no way you would like, you're supposed to show up at me. I was going to be at the meeting. Like, like there was, no matter how I felt, if I wanted to cuss this dude out upward, left and right, I'm a say it as I'm walking in the door, and then sit down, and then listen to what he got to say, and
same
then
thing like with your parents. You can say what you want as you mumble off.
Mumble off. What you say? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought you said.
That's what I thought you said. And it's just crazy out there. To be honest, it's crazy out there in the streets, man. It is. It's.
I can't even tell you how many times I see, even in like Walgreens or someplace like that, kids screaming, knocking shit off, just throwing a tantrum, and mom's just like, "Tell me your feelings. What you feeling? Get that motherfucker, pop him in the ass one good time. It ain't got to be abusive, but catch his attention." That's always the people that are like the never spankers. It's like, I never spanked my kids, but I'll pop them.
No, I mean, that is one of my biggest pet peeves is misbehaved kids in public spaces. And I say this, and those of you out there, I can't believe he's going to sit on his. I'm not sitting on a high horse. Listen, there's certain levels of things, expectations for kids to have. And I say this as a parent, right? There's certain levels. A 2-year-old's going to do 2-year-old things. So there's going to be a tolerance for certain things that 2-year-olds should do. But if I ask my son or my daughter or whatever to sit down for 10, 15 minutes and they're 2 or 3 years old, they should be able to do that. You understand the expectations that they have. And then you get to a point like there's certain things 5 and 6-year-olds should be able to do, 7 and 8-year-olds should be able to do and not do. And that you set those boundaries. But the issue is that those boundaries have not been set. And so they've been able to do whatever it is they want to do inside of those public spaces, because we have some parents that don't know how to deal with conflict.
Yep. I remember when our girls were little, I took them to the grocery store one time and they were just acting a fool. I don't even remember what the situation was, if they wanted candy and I said no or whatever it was. But they were just acting crazy. And I said, you know what, if you guys don't knock it off right now, we are leaving. And they didn't believe me. They kept going. And we just walked out the store. I said, your dad is going to be so pissed because we needed XYZ for dinner and we couldn't even get it because you guys can't act right. I mean, you got to follow through on what you say you're going to do.
Yep,
yeah,
and
you
that's the
can't
biggest
just be
thing.
like, "Oh, I'm going."
I'm going to. No, you gotta say it. And the big thing, you sit up here and you got to tell them what the expectation is. And I mean, there's been many times I walked in the house. It's like, hey, you got to unload the dishwasher. I'm telling you, if you don't unload the dishwasher, there's going to be problems. So I'm gonna go to the store, and I come back, and it's not done. We're gonna have some words. And man, I'm telling you, they jump because they know that I'm gonna follow through on that. And that's really the biggest thing with it. It's like that's why it's a big pet peeve of mine, because what it is that it is people not following through on their responsibility. And it is a responsibility. And parenting, as my mom said, parent is not for weak folks.
Yeah.
It is not.
they also expect somebody else to clean up the mess. So, you know, Gabby works at CVS, and she's told us several stories about people that come in with a little kid. The little kid makes a mess, and the mom just walks out the store with the kid. And
oh no!
He's like, "What the fuck? You just left this mess here in the store for me to clean up because you're being so disrespectful, and you can't control your child."
Yep. Nope,
people as a whole just have this entitlement syndrome all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, if people who ain't got shit, I feel like they're entitled to shit. You know, and it's like you ain't done shit for the shit.
Yeah.
You know, my dishwasher is broken.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've had
ours was
that.
broken for a while too. My hands with the dishwasher, and I hated it.
Yeah, we lived in Omaha because we owned the house. Oh, that dishwasher broke and stayed broke for a long time. So we were just like washing a dish at a time.
Yeah. You walk in the kitchen and be like, look at that sink. It's like, I'm not hungry. I ain't hungry.
Yeah,
I
you don't
gotta
even feel like
wash
doing
that
nothing. You tell yourself, I'm about to tackle this shit. You go see it. After the game, I'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm okay. I wasn't even hungry. I didn't even like those dishes. We just gonna throw them away.
You just go paper plate.
Hey, I've done it. I've done it. We were gonna paper plates, put them plastic cups.
Oh, we have too.
Mm-hmm.
I just labeled this Patrice O'Neal because I know. Oh, I remember what it's about. Okay, so if you have had friends for say 20, 30 years, and you have that friend that they come along, but they never have fun. You know, they just kind of over the years they become the old one that's just like, why are we still bringing this one? Patrice broke up a 20-year friendship with just one line.
He was killing, and then this one table of 5 middle-aged women, 4 of them were laughing and 1 of them wasn't, and you know that kind of stuff just bugs him. So he goes, "What's the matter, sweetie?" You know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he basically breaks it down over a course of about 2 minutes. He's talking to her, and then he goes, "Oh, y'all been friends so long, she just still comes out, but you haven't liked her in 20 years." And when he said that, they laughed so hard because they were not ready to hear that from a stranger, right? And you could tell that laughter where you couldn't help it. They couldn't stop it in time because I bet in the threads, I bet in the texting, it was like, Gina, why do we got to bring Gina?
Why?
And only they knew about it. And then Patrice calls it out, right? So they laugh before they can stop themselves. And that woman got up, saw the truth on all their faces, got up and walked out. And he goes, "Good. Get out of here. They've been wasting 20 years of their, you owe them 20 years of no fun." Because anyway, so she walked out and the whole crowd's cheering as this lady walks out. And it's like he just broke up a 20-year friendship with one line.
I love Patrice O'Neal, man. He died way too. I'm trying to think, like, where would he be right now? He'd be all in a bunch of movies.
No, Cat would have been talking about him too.
Oh yeah, probably. Well, I don't know, because he was one of those that just didn't give a shit. You know, he would go there, like, you know, where everybody else would like, you know, there'd be that one dude in the crowd, i.e. me, laughing his ass off at something super inappropriate.
20-year friendship, and they didn't. Man,
1800.
No dishwasher.
Hey, god damn.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And it'd be getting all kind of snowy up there. Like, have y'all had a big dump yet? Because I remember last year they had shit that was like on the second floor of their houses and stuff. That is just crazy.
That's too bad, Tina. I'm sure there's a
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But you know, my mom, the same thing. Her best
yeah.
friend for like 36 years just ghosted all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, she moved to California and then quit talking, and like they were like, that was my aunt, you know, and then all of a sudden just gone. Like, I don't even think she's never met my kids.
No.
You know, so yeah, she just went on, and it was just like, well, you know, fuck it. I can't remember who said it, but somebody said that a lot of your friends are really just enemies on the back burner waiting to boil. And yeah, a lot of times you find that's true. It's somebody that you've been friends with for a long time, and then they burn you like super hard with some shit that you never thought they'd burn you with, and be gone forever. And it's like, damn, that was some years we invested in each other. It's like people flip on your ass, man. Let me see. This one just makes me laugh. This is from Family Guy. It's 6 seconds long, but you're not going to get it out of your head, and you're going to hate me for it. Why was she staring at her?
Tie yellow ribbon round the old oak tree.
We're going to show it again.
Round the old oak tree.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to throw station identification up, and then we will get to wrapping this bad boy up. It's too hot in California. What part are you in, Philip? I'm assuming SoCal. What did I just say I was going to do? I didn't trip myself all over.
You're going to station identification, wrap him up. Michelle, how do you keep him on track?
For those of you watching the Trainwreck Live, we are currently simulcasting on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Jaded Zen. YouTube viewers, click the subscribe button in the lower right corner of your screen and boom, you're in the cool car. The Trainwreck is property of Jaded Zen Entertainment, copyright 2024, all rights reserved. I was all watching on YouTube, like, yeah, because it's like a 3-second delay.
You back, Negro? Come on.
So next week is Valentine's Day. This has been like a really weird year. Everything landing on Wednesdays and shit. I'm in Indianapolis. Oh, well, okay, yeah. California would be hot, I guess.
Yeah, my birthday was on a Wednesday last year, then your birthday this year, and then Valentine's Day. Year. Yeah.
When is St. Patrick's Day? Watch that land on Wednesday too. Man, if that lands, that'd be perfect.
The 17th.
Oh, it's on a Sunday.
Oh, well, that didn't work.
Nope.
Yeah, St. Patrick's.
Well, anyway, it's going to be our Valentine's episode, which means the return of Owe Me Later, sex and all that kind of shit for Generation X. No holds barred. If you've got stories, questions, any of that kind of shit, it can be my friend.
My friend asked me.
Yeah, any of that kind of shit.
I was just wondering if your friend.
My friend wants me to ask you. Because the last time I did it, I mean, my friend did it. But like I told Jesse, man, you're welcome anytime. You're really good. People have mentioned how good you are as far as like your insight and all that kind of shit. You fit in great. So, you know, I'll send you a code every week whenever you want to pop on, man. You're welcome. And the rest of you, like they said, if you're on YouTube, there's that little bitty subscribe button at the bottom. Just go ahead and click that. For those of you who are watching on anything else, there is a Facebook QR code to the left. It's blue. There's a YouTube QR code to the right. It's red. Made it nice and simple for you. We are back every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. The Lord is my strength. Okay, yes, ma'am. He has become my salvation. Well, thank you for that. But my word. Okay, so anyway, thank you for joining us on the Trainwreck. We will see you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. for our special Valentine's Day / Owe Me Later episode. And until then, pulling out on time as usual. It's for Daryl, Rochelle, the Coltrane. See you next week.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.